Trump announced on Truth Social today that Venezuela's airspace will be closed in its entirety, and the FAA issued a warning to U.S. airlines, citing a potentially hazardous situation and a heightened military activity in the region. This tells me that the ground strikes that we've been warned about, the land operations that Trump said were coming very soon, are going to begin as soon as possible, probably even tonight, maybe tomorrow. At the latest, I would imagine Monday, like start of the week. But they're coming. They're clearing the air so that they can use it themselves. I think this is going to follow something called the Afghan model, which is a model for asymmetric warfare that was used in Afghanistan, specifically in the very beginning of the war in Afghanistan when the Taliban were in power in Kabul and they controlled the country. It's a tactic for regime change, and it has three components. One is surgical airstrikes on key targets. Two is special forces operating behind enemy lines. And three are native allies. So this would be like counter-regime figures fighting on the ground in large forces. So these three forces operating in concert, in tandem, are supposed to overthrow and replace a regime. It was very effective in Afghanistan, and a lot of researchers for military think tanks in the U.S., like for the RAND Corporation and Cato Institute, have talked about it and recommended it thoroughly in the years since. And it has been imitated or employed in other conflicts as well. You could see it in Syria, for example. I would imagine that the airstrikes will be pretty easy to spot. It'll be something sort of like what we saw this summer in Iran with the strikes on their nuclear program. Although, because the goals are different, I imagine that the conflict will carry out in a different way. The goals for the United States and Israel in Iran this summer were just to delay and obstruct Iran's nuclear weapons development program by destroying their facilities. This is different. The Americans, not me personally, but the American government wants regime change. 1 or 2 or 3 airstrikes is not going to overthrow Maduro. And the U.S. is serious about this based off of the bounty they've put on his head. So I imagine that this will be a sustained campaign that will take time and resources, and it will not be quick and clean, and it will be escalatory.